Hi, my name is Athol Phillips. I'm the executive member of Autograph Design Technologies. I'm here today to share with you an exciting new product that we've just launched called AutoSHADER. This product was created specifically for those design professionals who work in the Artlantis and SketchUp environment, using SketchUp as your conceptual modeling tool and then Artlantis to do your high quality renderings. So let me share what we've got lined up for you. You know that coloring in your model can be a very tedious process. I'm using one that's been kindly made available to us by Carl Keeler Architects for the demonstration of this particular new product. And here you can see he's brought in his 2D plan. He started putting and assembling all the different component parts together to create his 3D model in SketchUp. Now, if you don't already know it, you know it's important that when you're creating your model, you must have all the faces facing the right way. So let's just recap on that quickly. If I select View, Face Style, and I go into monochrome mode, you'll see there are different faces here, creams and blues. In actual fact, just to highlight that even further, I'm going to go into Styles, select Edit, Front and Foreground Color. I'm going to make the front yellow, and I'm going to make the back color red. And the red then just shows me typically what should be reversed, so we just right click and reverse face to get it all to a yellow color. And now once we've done that, traditionally in SketchUp what you'd now need to do is go and drag and drop your colors onto the surface of the unique material so that when Artlantis received it on the other side, it would then apply the shader that you've allocated. And you may even go in and change the name of that particular material, so you can also in the materials list in Artlantis identify it there. But this is a tedious process of taking each shader color, making unique, dragging and dropping it. Why not let's just create a shortcut and let's go and allocate the actual Artlantis shader name. Now, not that you're going to be putting wallpaper on the outside of a building, but we like this particular color, and I'll simply drag and drop it onto my surface. What I'm doing here is I'm actually dragging and dropping an Artlantis shader name onto my surface. Now in this magical list, which forms part of the AutoSHADER Toolkit, you've got every single shader that has been created by Artlantis already that exists in this list. So although you may not have necessarily purchased all the shaders, the entry names are already there waiting for you to acquire those shaders, and as and when you do and load them into Artlantis, these shaders will in actual fact then function. And when you're done preparing all these materials, all you do is you simply file save your SketchUp drawing and we go to the next step. Right, so as we load it into SketchUp, here we see our model nicely colored up in SketchUp. In our little drop down list of our shaders, we can see the textual shaders that have been pulled and dropped onto the SketchUp model. What we haven't got is the shaders in position yet. Let's see how we do that. Okay, so you didn't really think I was going to show you that part, did you? So we've got half the shaders applied automatically. Let's go and just pull in the balance. Right, so the click of another button, which you didn't see, and in comes the balance of the shaders. All I now need to do is go into, let's say, the swimming pool, the water Fresnel shader. Go and select transparency perhaps. Get some blue going there. Start changing a couple of characteristics of that lot, getting the flatness sorted out and the shininess and reflection, and generally going into each shader if I need to go and tweak that particular shader according to any specific settings that I want to have allocated to that particular shader. I can then go and do simple things like switch our cloud settings back on in the background. Let's go into our object, set our ground, infinite ground up. At any stage, I can invoke the shaders catalog, pull up, let's say, surface, drag and drop that onto our infinite ground, or at any stage, as I say, go in onto a particular shader and replace it with anything within the shaders list here. So I'm not bound to what I did in SketchUp. So what we've done is we've gone from SketchUp, allocated or pre-allocated the shader names to the SketchUp model, not only just color, but the actual Artlantis shader. We've then brought the model into Artlantis and shortcut that whole process of having to now first go in and allocate and drag and drop every shader onto the surfaces that we've uniquely colored up. And then finally, after fine-tuning each of the shaders, we've added our vegetation, and we're now, so to say, ready to go out and create our final render. And our final render will then look something like this. So I have no doubt that you're excited about what you've just seen, and you probably want to know how to get your hands on this stuff. Well, it's quite simple. If you register as a user on our Artlantis user group forum, subscribe to the Platinum class, you'll be able to get access to all the tools that will enable you to do what I've just showed you. Yes, there's a little bit of smoke and mirrors because I haven't shown you the juicy parts in terms of exactly how I achieved this result, but be rest assured, there's no tricks. It all happens. It's real.